Coming to you from the Black Goat 39 studios, this is the Guru Talking Sports Podcast, episode 103. Now here's your host, the Guru of Sports.
See now everybody around the nation, I'm going to give you some inspiration and stimulation, cause I have to fulfill my obligation to send you on a little vacation, but you don't need a reservation, cause now I need your cooperation without no hesitation, cause I got to keep my reputation. See, I go by the name of R.C. La Rock. I rock your body around the clock. I like a tick-a-tick-a-tock, tick-a-tick-tick-tock, a tick-a-tick-a-tock around the clock, and I'm coming at you with the future shock. I got more rhymes than Wall Street. I got stock, y'all. Yes, I do, y'all. You see, now when I rock, I make your ears explode. Now I'ma take your mind. In the next episode, now I was walking down the yellow brick road, and on the rock was a ugly toesy. I looked at him and began to run. I ran into a lion gun, then I turned around cause I was on the road. I bumped into a scarecrow, then I ran.
Hello, sports fans. How are you? I had to break out some Maestro, R.C. La Rock, from back in 1980. Yeah, I know, back in 1980. That's probably one of my favorite old school raps of all time. My man R.C. La Rock, and that is called, actually it's called Radiant. And R.C. La Rock is, like I said, one of my favorite rappers. And that was really, really cool. Back in 1980, when I was graduating high school, I'll tell you how old I am. I used to listen to a whole lot of different rappers and stuff like that. And when it first started coming out, and just got into it, and I had to break that one out for the beginning of the podcast. As I say again, hello sports fans, and welcome. Welcome to episode 103 of the Guru Talking Sports Podcast. I am your host, the Guru of Sports. I got a lot of stuff to talk about today. I know, it's a lot of stuff that went on this week. Aaron Rodgers is going to stay in Green Bay. Russell Wilson gets traded to Denver from Seattle. Calvin Ridley got himself in trouble because he just didn't understand the rule. I guess when they say the rule is for an NFL player not to bet on his own team or his own sport. I guess he didn't get the memo. I would, if I was an NFL player and they tell me not to bet, I wouldn't bet. I do a little betting on the side here now and, do a few little things or whatever. But, like I said, if they tell me not to bet, I'm not going to bet. So, there was a couple trades that went down, and I got to tell you about the couple most interesting trades. I can't figure them out, but between Dallas and Cleveland, and then there's Washington getting Carson Wentz. I got my thoughts on Carson Wentz. Ah, boy, he's still out there. All right, here's what we're gonna do. Podcast today is in 4 quarters. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get to the big story. There's a lot of big stories. Actually, Nets and Sixers, I want to talk about that first off because I got a few thoughts on that. I'm going to go into a little bit of Tiger Woods in the first quarter, and that should wrap up the first quarter. Second quarter, I'm going to be talking some college basketball And as you know, that March Madness is going on. Um, you know, right now I'm sitting up here watching Arizona and UCLA, and hopefully UCLA can pull this out, upset Arizona. But I still think that Arizona is going to get a number one seed. I'm going to be talking about that. And I also have what's pissing you off. I got a very, very interesting what's pissing you off from one of my friends on Twitter, and I'm gonna reveal mine as well. Third quarter, I'm gonna talk about the NFL, talk about the trades and all like that. But in the fourth quarter, oh yeah, baseball's back, and I have taps. I got three people that I'm gonna mention in taps today, and I want to pay tribute to them as well. Um, like I said, a lot of stuff is going on. This week has been really, really, really outrageous with sports. Um, like I said, when baseball came back, it wasn't no big deal to me. I'm still really, really pissed off at baseball, and that's really one of the things that's been pissing me off. That's the only thing that's been pissing me off. Only because if these guys wouldn't have played or started the season in May or June, I would have been really, really pissed. I probably would have boycotted, and I'll tell you why a little bit later down the road. Okay, now, first of all, like I said, I laid out everything on the podcast what we're going to talk about today. First of all, like I said, I want to get to this Sixers Nets game that was going on Thursday night, and probably one of the biggest regular season games for both teams because of the big trade and everything. And I gotta give credit first off to Greg Popovich. Popovich won his 1,336 game. Excuse me. Guru's never wrong, but I misread this. He passed Don Nelson, who has 1,335 wins for all-time NBA coaching leader. There's some really good coaches on that list. Jerry Sloan, Lenny Wilkins, Don Nelson, like I mentioned. There's a lot of great coaches. Red Auerbach is on there. Phil Jackson is on that list. Greg Popovich is probably one of the greatest coaches of all time. Jerry Sloan is on that list as well. I wanted to mention him. I like Popovich because he got the best out of his players no matter what. Tim Duncan, David Robinson, any guy that played for Popovich is probably, Steve Kerr. You got a lot of guys that played for him, and I just wanted to mention that those guys paved the way for Popovich to win most of those games, especially Tim Duncan and David Robinson. Okay, I did. I think, like I said, I believe that if I had to start a franchise, I would probably bring in Greg Popovich as my head coach because I know that he will get the job done. Phil Jackson, another one that I really liked as a coach, because basically he just more or less, if you have the talent like a Michael Jordan or Kobe Bryant, you can just basically, or Shaquille O'Neal, or so you can just roll out the basketball and, basically your job is done. But I got to say that Greg Popovich got the most out of his players, and he has basically paved the way for, a lot of guys like Sam Cassell, to be coaches in the NBA and everything. And I think that, like I said, great coach, and he well earned wins for his career. Okay, we'll talk about the Nets and the Sixers. First of all, I have something for the 76ers. Yes, and now I'm going to play this, and I'm not picking on you 76ers, but you guys should know better. Play the clip. That game on Thursday night was over before it actually started. Now, if you told me that you were going to that game and you were going to spend $4,300 to sit behind the Nets bench and boo Ben Simmons, I would have told you were an idiot. In these times where it's basically hard to get gas, food, all this money and stuff like that is going, needs to be, put towards some good things. You basically going to spend $4,300. I mean, hey, if you got the money, no problem. But I wouldn't pay 43 cents to go sit behind the Nets bench and boo a guy that didn't even play. Don't get me wrong. I'm not a big Ben Simmons fan because I seen him play in college, and I seen what he did, in Philadelphia, and I'm a Nets fan. I agree. I am a Nets fan, but the thing about this situation is that Ben Simmons didn't even play. And you're going to sit up there, Philadelphia fan, and boo him and boo him and boo him. Man, that has got to be the silliest thing I've ever heard. And basically, it was like $250 just to get in the building. Standing room only. $250 just to walk in the building to boo a guy that doesn't play. And, I heard a couple people on Sports Talk Radio earlier that day, oh, we're going to boo this guy because he's a quitter. I understand. I'm not, like I said, I'm not the biggest Ben Simmons fan because I am a Nets fan. But I want you guys to know that I wouldn't have paid that much money to go to a basketball game where the guy did not even play. He didn't play. And yet still you wanted to go there and boo him because he was in warm-ups and all like that, but then he went back in and put on his Louis Vuitton sweater that looked like a hockey jersey, and hey, I understand, but come on now, you gonna boo this guy? And he didn't even play. Come on now, that is so stupid. That has got to be one of the stupidest things I ever heard. But $4,300 just to sit behind, and they had the added security. Philadelphia cops were out there because we all know how Philadelphia fan is. And I'm not breaking on you, Philadelphia fan, but come on now. You spent $4,300, and guess what? The Sixers lost that game, didn't they? The Sixers lost that game. I like Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant is my favorite basketball player. Yeah, I am a Laker fan too, but Kevin Durant is my man. Stone cold assassin. And then you got Kyrie Irving, the part-time player, with his theories on the earth is flat and everything. So, Nets went in there and they wasn't joking. They wasn't even messing around. And it was probably one of the best games I've seen them play all season. I watched Nets, I watched the Lakers, I got DVR set for all, both their games, and I'll listen to them, I'll watch them and stuff. But this had to be the best game the Nets played, and believe me, they came out stone cold raw and beat Philadelphia down. Even my man Andre Drummond came in and played a pretty good game. My man Seth Curry, I keep getting those two mixed up, Steph Curry and Steph Curry. Seth Curry came in, he had 26 points. Hey, like I said, the Nets were okay that night. Now they still down in, the standings, but, this was the biggest game in Philadelphia, Philadelphia's season because of the trade. Now, let me go to the other side of the floor. Philadelphia. Where was Harden at? 11 points? Minus 30? Oh, come on now. Now, see, when the Nets got rid of Harden, we all knew his act. He cried his way out of OKC. He cried his way out of Houston. Guy doesn't even play. He ain't even an asset for you guys when you in the playoffs. I'm telling you right now, Nets are cold. Nets are cold. They down in the standings, but I'll tell you one thing: whoever they play in the first round, if they get the 8th seed or the 7th seed or something like that, it's over. It's gonna be over. And hopefully Kyrie will be able to play the whole, play in New York, because he can't play in New York. He only plays he's a part-time player, and he plays in away games. But I'll tell you one thing, when I saw that Thursday night, they looked sharp, didn't they? Philadelphia didn't look too sharp. Joel Embiid, I don't know. I like you, but I don't think you're the MVP this year. But I don't know. We'll see how that goes. Okay, that's going to wrap up my NBA talk for tonight. And I'm going to talk a little bit about Tiger Woods. Tiger Woods got into the Golf Hall of Fame this week. And 82 PGA Tour events won. 15 majors, second behind Jack Nicklaus with 18. And he's 14-1 when going into the final round of a major with at least a share of the lead. One of the things that I gotta admit, I like Tiger Woods, but some of the things that he did was, unacceptable, disrespectful. But you know what? You got to feel for the guy, because the guy is one of the greatest of all time. He is a GOAT. Let's talk about what he did on the field. And see, this is one of the things that I get into an argument with a lot of people about. I look at athletes when they're on the field. If they have indiscretions or if they have problems off the field, yeah, I understand that. But the thing about it is that this is a sports talk show, sports talk podcast. What I concentrate on is what they do in sports, not off the field. I do, I am, morally, yeah, I understand about some of the things that athletes do off the field. But the thing about it is that, who am I to judge what they do off the field? That's not my thing. If they were like OJ, they killed somebody, yeah, I'm upset about, I understand about that, because, you can't go around killing people, but OJ on the field was a really good football player. I understand that a lot of people get upset with, when you talk about Kobe Bryant, you talk about Tiger Woods, you talk about Jim Brown, and, they have all had problems off the field, off the court, off the field or whatever. But like I said, the thing about it is that who am I to judge what they do off the field? I can't, their life is their life. And, I understand some of the things is not right, but I can't, I can only talk about what they do on the court and on the field. So Tiger Woods gets into the Golf Hall of Fame. And I was glad to see him walking across the stage to pick up his award. Tiger Woods almost lost his life a year ago. We all thought that, this was it. And I really thought that, they might have to, kind of like amputate this guy's leg because his leg was messed up so bad that, he probably couldn't walk again. But he did walk, and he played a tournament. He played in a little something with his son, a little while ago, a couple, months back or a year ago or so or whatever. But, I look at it this way. Greatness is one of the things that, makes athletes. Tiger Woods is a great athlete. And I cannot, you can't underestimate or deny what he's done on the golf, on the golf course. So, like I said, I look at Tiger Woods as the GOAT, one of the greatest of all time in his sport, So we got to give big props to Tiger Woods for getting in. And, he thanked a lot of people. He thanked, his mom still living and his dad who's not with us. And, it's good to see his daughter present him as, into the Hall of Fame. That was a really good moment. I saw that and that was really cool. He talked about a lot of things. And what I'm really proud of is that he wasn't able to lose his leg. And I'm really glad that, he's, getting back to, good health and everything. Hopefully that, he won't have any problems. But, what Tiger Woods was a great golfer. And now he got an opportunity to look forward and being able to walk and, spend some time with his kids. So I got to give it to him. That's one of the cool things because, like I said, a year ago, we didn't know if he was going to lose his leg. We didn't know if he was going to, he got killed in that accident. But he made it out. You got to give him credit. All right, I tell you what. This is the end of the first quarter already. We're only 23 minutes in, but yeah, this is the end of the first quarter. All right, I'll tell you what we're going to do is we're going to play the sound. We're going to play the horn like we usually do. And I'm going to take a short break. I'm going to be back and I'm going to talk about some college basketball. Like I said, UCLA and Arizona are still going on. So, if anything goes down, I'll let you know about that as well. All right, this is the Guru Talking Sports Podcast, episode 103. I'll be right back. And before I go to my break, got to give you the foghorn. Should be coming up in a second. Whoa. Well, that's the end of the quarter, but hey, that sound pretty bad. That sound like that ain't the usual horn that I use. That sound like what the purge or something is going on. Anyway, that's the end of the first quarter, and I'll be back in a second, and we'll work on that horn. You guys hang tight. This is the Guru Talking Sports Podcast, episode 103. I'll be back in a second. Hang tight. See you in a sec. Late. Welcome back to the Guru Talking Sports Podcast. This is episode 103, and we're going into the second quarter, and we're going to talk some college basketball. In this quarter, right now, they're in the second half. Arizona has a 1-point lead over UCLA. I actually like both of these teams, but I like UCLA more because when I lived in Los Angeles, I used to hang out in UCLA, and I'll tell you a funny story, interesting story. I got a chance to meet the UCLA coach that was coaching the basketball team at the time, Jim Herrick, and I got a chance to see talk to most of the guys that were on that team. The year they won the national championship back in 1995, and Jim Herrick was the basketball coach. I talked to him, and I talked to the football coach at the time, Bob Toledo, that was coach of UCLA football. Those guys are really, really nice. I mean, really, really class guys. That's why I really like UCLA. I always like UCLA basketball because of the guys that came. Jamal Wilkes, one of my favorite players of all time, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, or Lou Alcindor, what he was known when he played there. But that was why I was a big UCLA fan. Bill Walton, I love Bill Walton. Me and him share the same birthday, November 5th. We are both Scorpios, and like I said, Bill Walton is a little bit older than me, so he would be like my big brother, born on the same day. Anyway, college basketball is going on, and this is championship week, and what I might do a short podcast, probably maybe tomorrow night, to give you guys a preview of what the NCAA bracket, what it looks like. I don't know if anyone wants to play a black bracket challenge with me. I'm down for it. That's not a problem. All right, so far, teams that are in the dance right now. I know there's a whole lot of them, but I want to mention a few of them that got in. Kansas is in. They won their tournament. Villanova's in. Montana State. Delaware, University of Delaware, they are in. And I got a chance to watch that game a couple days ago, and I'm glad that they won their conference. They're headed to the tournament. Longwood is in Virginia, if you didn't know where they were. They only got about maybe less than 4,000 students. The men and the women's team is going to the Big Dance, the tournament, for the first time ever. Both of them, first time ever in their school history. Vermont is in. Norfolk State is in. St. Peter's, Boise State, Texas Southern, Jacksonville State, Gonzaga, Akron. There's a couple conferences that are going to be wrapping up their tournaments tomorrow, which is Sunday. I'm doing this podcast right now. It's Saturday night. It's about 11 p.m. And don't forget, you got to turn your clocks forward. I'm going to be a mess for the next couple of days because I'm going to try to get myself back acclimated to a lot more sunlight. But anyway, Big Ten, SEC, AAC, Ivy, and A10 are going to have their championships Sunday. And like I said, I might have to come back and do another podcast to let you know, break down the bracket and let you know where all these matchups are if there are going to be some upsets or whatever. This will be the first time that I've done this, because you remember when I first started this in 2020, this podcast in 2020, the tournaments were canceled. And if you remember, today is actually the 12th of March. Now, on the 11th of March, 2 years ago, everything started to fall off, kind of like the face of the earth, because of the pandemic. The NBA canceled their games, and then the tournament was canceled, and then all this stuff started. Anyway, there's a team out there that is 30-2. 30-2. Murray State. Murray State won the Ohio Valley Conference, and they are 30-2. They have the best record of any team in America. They're ranked number 19. And if you don't know, I'm going to tell you this right now, because I'm the guru. I'm always right, and I make sure that I give you all the good information and all insider information that you need to know. John Morant went to Murray State. The Racers. Those guys are no joke. And like I said, I like to see where they match up. They're probably going to be like maybe a 14 or 15, anywhere from about 13, 14, 15 seed or so, because they're a small school. And, you know, like I said, you have to build your programs and all. Like Gonzaga. Gonzaga now is not really considered a mid-major. They're basically a blue blood because, you know, of all the success they had. You know, like I said, I play, you know, video games. I play 2K and all that. They have like Gonzaga actually on the NBA 2K, because they ask you to pick a college or whatever on the game. So UCLA is on there, Arizona's on there, Syracuse, which is I like Syracuse too. I'm not sure if they're going to get in the tournament though, and they might be in the NIT, not or NIIT, not in the tournament. So we'll see where Syracuse lands or whatever. But I'm looking at number one seeds. I'm saying Baylor, Gonzaga, Auburn, and Arizona. It depends on how well they're beating UCLA, you know, opening up the lead right now, 63-58 with about 8 minutes left in the game. But anyway, they're pretty good. They're what, 30-3? Arizona? I didn't know that. But anyway, like I said, Murray State has actually a better record than them. So those are number one seeds, I think, that's going to be going on in the tournament. Like I said, you never know who's going to win these games. That's why it's March Madness. That's why it's called Madness. It's a great, great time of the year. And actually, it's going to be pretty good, because good old baseball won't start on time. So, you know, we'll enjoy a little bit of that. And also, I almost forgot, the USFL is coming back. I'm going to talk about them next week. So, you know, I'm going to have something to talk about. But, you know, with college basketball and everything, that's going to be very interesting. This tournament is going to be pretty interesting. Hopefully Delaware can, I know that they're probably not going to win a game, but I remember the last time one time they played Purdue back in like the 90s or so and got blown out or so. Actually, you know, I think Purdue might grab one of those number one seeds. So I got 5 teams that I think that'll probably be number ones. Baylor, Gonzaga, Auburn, Arizona, and Purdue. Purdue is pretty good. They actually are one of the better teams in the Big Ten. Now, I did say I had something mentioned about what's pissing you off. Now, the only thing that's really pissing me off, and I hate to say this, but it's baseball. Baseball. I mean, they just still fumbling around, and I understand that they're back. I give them credit for coming back. But the thing about it is that you know what, they should have been jacking with us or jerking off. Excuse this expression. Anyway, messing with us like this. And I just don't understand why these people are messing with our sport. Why are you messing with the sport? Leave it the way it is. But then again, you got to make sure that it has to be, a little bit more faster. I mean, one of the things that I just didn't understand, the seven inning double headers. So what they're going to do is they're going to give you 7 innings of a double header. They're going to kick you out and make you come back and pay for the second doubleheader. You're paying for less product. I don't understand it. But that's one of the things. Now, my friend Mel in Buffalo sent me this one. She said that what's pissing her off is businesses not getting back to you. Okay. This is what she wrote. She said, I have been trying to schedule dog training for months, and they called, and then you called them, and you haven't heard from them in weeks. That's bad business. Either state you can't take us or place us with a different trainer. I'm finding it hard to get several businesses to call me back on this issue. I understand. And that is really, really funky to where you should be able to call someone and ask them about services and everything and say, hey, look, you know what, I need this to be taken care of or whatever, and get back to you. That doesn't make any sense. That really doesn't make any sense. Why do people do that? That's bad business. And in this situation, in this time and all, it's hard to find good help, and it's hard to find good business practices. Have you looked at the gas prices lately? Oh my goodness. I had to pay. Oh, jeez. I think I'm kind of lucky. I saw a place that was only $4.19 the other day. Gas and everything. I mean, this is ridiculous. Food. Went and bought food. Went food shopping today. Spent $200. This is ridiculous. I only got about like 5 bags. 5 bags for $200. Anyway, food and everything is going up. It's ridiculous. So, I understand what you're saying, Mel, and I agree with you. It is bad because, like you said, someone could have referred you to someone else, another trainer or so. And, like I said, it just really, it's bad business. It's bad business, and it just doesn't have to be. I do want to say excuse me for the little slip up earlier, whatever. Basically, this is it. This is actually the end of the second quarter, and it's going pretty good. It's actually about like 39 minutes in. This is Black Go 39 Studios, and we're 39 minutes in. I do want to say that I really, really appreciate everyone that listens to this podcast, and I appreciate you taking the time out to enjoy this. But I got a few more things I want to talk about, and like I said, in the third quarter, we're going to talk about the NFL. I gotta admit, there's two trades here, or two teams here that I gotta mention that I just don't understand what they're doing, and I just can't understand some of the things that has been going on in the NFL right now. It's just kind of crazy. But anyway, that's the end of the second quarter, and now, like I said, I'm gonna play. I'm gonna go to the third quarter. We're gonna talk some NFL in the third quarter, and then we're gonna go to the fourth quarter, talk about baseball's new deal, and we got taps. Unfortunately, we do have taps. So anyway, this is the end of the second period. Guru's Talking Sports podcast. We'll be right back in a few minutes. But first, we got to play the horn to end our second period. Here's the horn. Uh-oh. I didn't like that one. That is actually the purge horn. We gotta get rid of that one. All right. Anyway, we're going to the third quarter. Hopefully, we'll have the right one back by the end of the third quarter. Anyway, you guys hang tight. This is the Guru Talking Sports podcast, episode number 103. I'll be back in a few minutes. Hang tight. I'll see you in a bit. Welcome back to the Guru Talking Sports podcast. We are in the third quarter. We're rolling along. Third quarter now. Like I said, in the third quarter, we're going to talk a little bit of NFL. We all know about what happened earlier this week. Russell Wilson got traded into Denver. And Denver's going to be pretty strong. Now that division is going to be very interesting. AFC West is going to be very, very strong. With Mahomes, you got Russell Wilson, you got Justin Herbert, and I still think that Derek Carr is going to get it done for my Raiders. But one of the big deals in that division wasn't just a Russell Wilson coming into Denver. Khalil Mack is going to the Chargers. And I think what they're going to do is they're going to put him as a down lineman right next to Bosa. Or he's going to be on the same line with Bosa, which is a pretty good deal because, you're going to be on that line with Bosa. And Derwin James is going to be back. And I wouldn't be surprised if they go after a couple more defensive free agents because on the offensive side, they look pretty solid. They are pretty solid. So Khalil Mack gets traded to L.A. for a 2022, fifth round pick and a 6th in 2023. There are a lot of good free agents out there, but I just wanted to tell you guys that I think that's going to be a big move. That's going to be a really, really big move for the Chargers. Now, Dallas traded Amari Cooper to Cleveland. Cleveland gets Dallas will receive a 2022 5th, and they swap 6 rounders this year. I don't know if that was a right move, but I think Cleveland is going to made out pretty good with with this trade because it makes them stronger. But now I'm hearing that Jarvis Landry wants to seek a trade. So he looks like he's not happy because they're bringing in another receiver and not making him the primary guy to go to. But then again, you got to have a quarterback that's going to throw you the ball. And we still are out to lunch on Baker Mayfield. We don't know what he's going to be, but we'll see with that. Washington did the thing that made me scratch my head the most. They got Carson Wentz from the Colts for the 73rd pick in a 2022 draft, or a conditional 3. Oh gosh, I can't read my writing. Or conditional 3rd round or whatever. That could be a 2nd rounder or something like that in 2023, and they swapped 2nd rounders. I don't know. I don't know what Washington was thinking. I'm gonna tell you like this. I personally don't think that Carson Wentz was a great quarterback, and I don't think he's gonna be a great quarterback. I just don't understand why. Well, between the Eagles, the Colts, I don't know. I just don't see it. After 1 year, they got rid of this dude. After 1 year. The Colts said that, hey, you know what? Now they're out of a quarterback. I don't know what they're going to do. There's a lot of teams that need quarterbacks. And, like the old saying, it's getting late early. Because, we still don't know where Deshaun Watson's going to play. He got cleared of all his little problems or whatever. Like I said, again, it doesn't make it right because of what he does off the field. But when he's on the field, he's a hell of a player. But we got to find out where he's doing. If I was Tyler Heineke, I would say, hey, you know what? Y'all got to trade me. Y'all got to trade me. Because I know that I like Tyler Heineke. I really do. I really like the kid. I think he's going to be good. But the thing about it is that, Rivera, coach, and everyone said, hey, we are going to try to go get one of these big name quarterbacks. And they didn't go, and none of the big name quarterbacks fell their way, but they picked Carson Wentz. Oh gosh. I don't get it. I just don't get it. Explain to me how Carson Wentz is going to save a franchise when he can't even win. You got to remember now, he didn't win that Super Bowl for the Eagles. Nick Foles did. And I think he's still salty about that as well. So we got to see what the deal is with Carson Wentz in Washington. He is now a official Washington Commanders or whatever. I know, they're the Commanders. I just like saying Washington football team because that's what I think they are. Hey, I'm sitting up here looking at Duke, and they're still playing. Coach K is just looking really, really mad. And I'm telling you, every time I look at him, he still looks like the Blue Devils mascot. I know. It's crazy. Anyway, a lot of stuff that went on in the NFL this week. And, they're getting ready to, have the tampering period, legal tampering period and all that stuff. But we still got to figure out where Deshaun Watson is going to go. We still got to figure out what Kirk Cousins is going to do. We still, I think Indianapolis is going to try to get, listen to this, Gardner Minshew from Philadelphia to be their quarterback. So they struck out with Carson Wentz. They took one quarterback from Philadelphia. and now they're gonna try to go with. Oh, jeez. I just don't understand the Indianapolis Colts at all. I'm still mad at them for leaving Baltimore, so that's on them anyway. So got that, and then you got to figure out who's going to play quarterback for Tampa Bay. You're going to figure out who's going to play quarterback for New Orleans. There's a lot of teams. I heard that, from what I heard, Deshaun Watson might go Philadelphia. He might go to, I know that Carolina is very hot on his tail right now to try to get him in there. So I'm not sure who or where this guy is going to end up. Still got Jimmy Garoppolo still out there. He's going to be a factor somewhere. All these parts are going to be moving pretty soon. And like I said, from this week, from what we've seen this week, there's still going to be a lot of people moving. So hold on to your seats and we'll see what happens. Okay. Final quarter. We're going to wrap this up pretty soon. We are in of the third quarter. End of the third quarter. And hopefully we'll get our regular horn back because that purge horn, I don't like that thing. I ain't going to play that thing no more. That's a purge horn and it doesn't sound right. But anyway, we are down to one more quarter to go. And episode 103 of the Guru Talking Sports podcast. Like I said, I am your host, the Guru of Sports. And I really this week, before I go to third quarter, I had a really good week because I didn't really go anywhere. I didn't spend a night out this week, which is kind of cool because I like, kind of like coming home. But then again, I really like doing what I do. Like I said, I don't mind if I have to stay out all night or stay over. I just really enjoy my job. And, it's hard to say, hard to do with, the situation of all the stuff that's going on in the world right now. Like I said, you got the war going on over in Europe and, gas prices are going through the roof, food and everything, I'm thankful and grateful for all the things that do come my way. And I really appreciate everything. And I do appreciate you guys too. You guys, I look forward to doing this every single week because, like I said, I love the feedback from the audience. I like when people call me and, I'll sit in there and I'll talk to them for a few minutes and let them know that, hey, you know what? I really appreciate you taking the time to listen and, just checking out this podcast. I really appreciate it. It's a lot of good things. And like I said, I try to keep it live. I try to keep it funny. I try to keep it, kind of respectful to where I don't have to use a whole lot of curse words because, one, I don't really like to do a whole lot of cursing. It ain't no big deal. Two, my Uncle Gary listens, so I want to be respectful for him. I love you, Uncle Gary, and I really appreciate it. And, my cousins, Dame, you guys know that I try to keep it respectful and all. So anyway, I really, like I said, just had a really good week. You never hear any complaints from me because the thing about complaining is that, that's one of the things that I don't want to do. I don't want to be a complainer. I don't want to sit up and haggle about little things in life because you get, you can't focus on what's, if you haggle about stuff, you can't focus on the really big stuff. And, some of the big things that might be coming your way might not come your way because you're complaining about certain things. You know. So anyway, I'm not a really big complainer, and I just like I said, I'm really happy. Oh, I guess that means that we're going into another quarter. Let me see. Did I hear that thing right? Was that the right one? Let me hear it again. Yeah, that was my regular horn. Okay, I think I'm gonna keep this regular horn. I'm not sure why those other ones came up, but all right. We're at the end of the third quarter, and we'll be right back in a few minutes. This is the Guru Talking Sports Podcast, and we'll be right back. Just hang tight. All right, we're back. Final quarter, and I just want to say that really appreciate you guys hanging in there with me. We're rolling along, and we're only about like 55 minutes in. So, been trying to keep it kind of live and kind of like, short and sweet. But I really appreciate you hanging out with us. Okay, baseball is back, and they got a brand new deal. I'm going to tell you one thing. I was really going to be very, very upset if they would have started this season in May or June. Only because this year is the 75th anniversary of Jackie Robinson breaking the color barrier. Now, I'm going to explain something to you. I really, really think that Jackie Robinson breaking the color barrier is a big deal, but I want to say this. It's the only day in sports where every single player is unified in the same way. One of the things that I really like about baseball is that every April 15th, everyone is Jackie Robinson to celebrate the memory and what he did for baseball. That is one of the reasons why I would have been really, really pissed and upset. And I probably would have boycotted baseball because that is one of the most important things to me. Because every single person wears that number 42. And if you wear that 42, you know what that means. There's a lot of iconic numbers in sports. And, we can go through a whole lot of them and all that stuff. But one of the most iconic number is 42. And, the late Chasman Boseman played Jackie Robinson in the movie 42, which is pretty good. But like I said, I really love to see. I really enjoy seeing it when everybody wears the same number, and they, have a day. It's basically, for me, it's like a day of unity for everyone to be one and remember remember why they're wearing that 42. Honestly, I would like to see a 21 day. If you know anything about sports, number 21 was Roberto Clemente. Now, I would like to see a Roberto Clemente day as well. I would like to see a Babe Ruth day. Those three players are probably really, mostly very, very iconic. I like to see a Hank Aaron day. I like to see a 44 day. So I would like to see a Babe Ruth 3 day. I would like to see a 21 Roberto Clemente day. And I would like to see a, like I said, Jackie Robinson day. Hank Aaron day. I would like to see a Hank Aaron day as well. So Hank Aaron, Babe Ruth, Roberto Clemente, and Jackie Robinson. I would like to see those days. Yeah, 4 days. They can break it down to where they can have it once every quarter of the season or whatever. But like I said, those iconic numbers should be worn every single. Um, they should have a day for all four of those guys as well. All right, so I want to say that I am very, very thankful and grateful for you tuning in. We only got one last thing that I have to do here, and it's taps. But I just want to remind you guys that I'm going to be very, very tired here in the next day or so because the clocks are going to go forward. I don't mind having the extra time. That means that, winter is almost done. Spring is almost here. And yes, we are going to get more daylight. More daylight, which is really cool. I really like more daylight. That means that about like 7 o'clock in the morning or at night, it's going to be light outside instead of, 6:30 or 6 or something like that. But anyway, I want to tell you guys, I really appreciate that. Of all the things that baseball has, done, and like I said, now that we don't have to worry about this, and for another 5 years now, in 5 years, we might be, 2027 season might be starting a little bit late because of all this mess that they're, dealing with or whatever. But anyway, I still love the game of baseball. And, it was my first love, actually, because of, like I said, my grandfather and dad used to talk about Jackie Robinson all the time. And the Dodgers, and that's what made me a Dodger fan as well. I'm still a Blue Jays fan, Oriole fan. I like baseball. There's not really too many teams I can't stand. I'm not really a big Tampa Bay Rays fan because they came into the American League East with my Orioles and my Blue Jays, and they said, "Well, here we are. We're the Rays. We're here to stay," or whatever. And Yankees and Red Sox also have something to say about it. I haven't been to a game now in about 2 years since the pandemic started, but I think I'm gonna get out and go to a couple games this year. One of the places I would like to go on my bucket list. Now, I've been to Dodger Stadium, which is, I've been to over 1,000 games, 1,000 games, or at least. I think it's about like 1,004 or 5 or something like that. I can't remember. I think me and Caden Guru was at the 1,005th game that I went to. And I said one thing that I really, really would like to see and go to. I would like to go to Pittsburgh Stadium, Pittsburgh's baseball stadium. I've been to Dodger Stadium. I've been to Old Comiskey. I've been to Old Yankee Stadium. Been to New Yankee Stadium. Been to Jack Murphy Stadium in San Diego. I've been to Old Memorial Stadium in Baltimore. Been to Camden Yards. Been to the Vet. Been to the new stadium in Philadelphia, Citizens Bank, which is a really nice ballpark. I really enjoy going up there because Citizens Park, you can walk around the whole stadium, and on one level, and basically, it's really nice, really, really nice. Been to the Washington National Stadium down in D.C., which is really nice too. I really like that stadium. People were really, really nice down there. I actually took my dog down there, and we had dog day, pup at the park, and that was really cool. Oh man, there's been a lot of thinking there's like a lot of stadiums that I've been to. Man, I can't remember all of them. I know I've been to the Giant Stadium in San Francisco. Oh, my goodness, I can't remember all of them. Fenway Park. I've been to Fenway Park. Oh, I love Fenway Park. It's awesome. Great, great place to see baseball. You know, the time I went to Fenway Park, I actually was thinking about Carlton Fisk, Hall of Fame catcher. You know, and I said to myself, man, this is like really, really cool. I think it was, like maybe the 40th anniversary year of him hitting the home run to win the win that game 6 or game 5 or 6 or something like that. I can't remember. In his iconic waving the ball over the Green Monster. And wouldn't you know, the day that I went to Fenway Park to watch the Red Sox game, Carlton Fisk was in the building. Oh my gosh, that was so cool. That was so cool. Carlton Fisk was like one of my favorite baseball players. Hank Aaron and Babe Ruth are my favorite too. Roberto Clemente, like I said before. Anyway, let's get to taps, and I want to definitely talk about the 3 people we have here on taps. We're gonna bring back our bugler, and it's not for the Philadelphia 76ers this time. It's for Taps, actually. Here is Taps Bugle. We have to say so long to Johnny Greer. In 1981, he was the first African American referee in the NFL, and he became a field judge, a crew chief, and a mentor to a lot of African American referees. He was 74 years old. Got to say goodbye to Emilio Delgado. Now, if you don't remember that name, I'm gonna let it play out. Now, Emilio Delgado played Luis on Sesame Street, and he was there from the beginning to the end. He was there from 1968 to 2022. Over almost close to 50 some odd years, he was on Sesame Street. He played Luis the Handyman, and he was 81 years old. All right. Our final person we got to say goodbye to is, let me see. Give me 1 second. Oh, man. I knew I should have did this earlier, but I got one person that I think you might want to, you might recognize. Now, when I play this song, you'll remember. Give me 1 second. Here we go.
Starting with online.
No, not that. But anyway, we have a guy that played on this television show that I want you to listen to. Check this out. Anyway, you guys know that song is Good Times. Now, the person that we got to say goodbye to is Nathan Bookman. Yeah, Bookman, the maintenance man. Johnny Brown was his name. He was 84 years old. He played Mr. Bookman, Buffalo Butt, and as Walona would like to say, Booger. That was a good one. Booger from Good Times. He was actually a singer, a comedian. He played in his earlier days. He was on Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In, if you remember that show. I do. I used to watch that all the time. Remember the old phrase, sock it to me? That's where it came from. Good. He played in Sanford and Son. Now, here's a couple other shows that he played in. Martin, Punky Brewster, The Jamie Foxx Show, Archie Bunker's Place, Hanging with Mr. Cooper, Family Matters, Give Me a Break, and his iconic role of Nathan Bookman on Good Times. You know, he actually hung out and was with Sammy Davis Jr. back in his early days. I looked up his Wikipedia page and found that he was actually he was a singer. Like I said, he was a singer. I saw his album that he had, and he also played at the Apollo with, if you remember his name, remember this guy, Gregory Hines. Gregory Hines was a very, very good tap dancer. Oh my goodness, can't remember most of it. The only movie I can think of Gregory Hines playing in was History of the World with Mel Brooks. I know that was a crazy, crazy movie anyway. But like I said, we have to say goodbye to Johnny Brown. Now, that concludes it. We're done here. Like I said, I really appreciate you hanging in there with me, and I really thank you for listening. Like I said, you guys can follow me on socials. I'm on YouTube, the Guru of Sports Show. Facebook, I'm at Guru's Daily Shorts. Follow me on the Instagram at Guru Talkin Sports _podcast on Instagram. Gmail me at Guru's Daily Shorts at gmail.com. Twitter, I'm on as Mac and Bear. Goat39 on Twitter. I'm the Guru. Goaty is at Black Goat 39. I don't know how many people he deals with, but he's on there. Spreaker is the main vessel that we come out of, so you can find us on Spotify, Podchasers, iTunes, iHeart, anywhere you get your podcasts. We're over 150 different podcast apps and outlets. Big props and shout outs to my friend, the Mary Max Show on Grief. And good luck to you, Mary, and the things that we talked about this week. I really appreciate you, and I wish you the best of luck. And you know, anytime that you need me to support you, I've always got your back, no matter what. And like I said, if you're out there and you need to hear a great podcast, you can listen to hers as well. It's called The Mary Max Show on Grief. I listen to it all the time, and I really enjoy it. And, you know, I learn some new stuff from Mary Mac all the time. She's great. She's a great, great person, and I really appreciate all the things that she do. Got to give it up for my man, Jeff Duarte, Cali Sports News. I started an article on the Khalil Mack trade, and I will finish that. And I appreciate you, Jeff. Thank you for your time, and thank you for your patience. And like I said, we get back into it. We definitely are. It's been a couple years, but we got to get back into this. And I'm definitely going to try to do my part as well. Check out my cousin, Curtis, and his grandson, the young GM. I know he's going to be talking a little bit about Amari Cooper going to Cleveland because that's his team that he's the GM of. So good luck to you. We'll see how that goes and see what happens with Jarvis Landry. My hip hop brothers, I appreciate you all. We'll get together soon. My baseball insider, Mr. Dave May Jr., former Major League player, Mr. Dave May Jr., appreciate you. Thank you for your contribution for last week, for giving me the information. Hopefully I got it all right. Crew Caden Guru, executive producer and board op, the working man and driving man now. Appreciate you. Be safe out there on the roads like I am. My man Ray Guru, he's another driving man as well. Be safe out there. Technical advisor and musical engineer and director, appreciate you. Dante Guru, backup co-host, show advisor, we appreciate you. And my co-host is Cousin Aaron, I appreciate you and keep fighting. We love your brother, and hopefully you'll be back for. Gotta remember, you gotta come back for the draft, dude. I'm not gonna be doing all this draft stuff and getting all this information out here by myself. You gotta help me with this draft coming up. All right, motto and saying is this. This has been a Black Goat production for Black Goat Entertainment. All rights reserved. Copyright 2021. Oh, did I say that? I knew it. I knew I was gonna say it one day. Copyright 2022. See, this is why this is not a perfect show. This is not a perfect show. Hopefully, I'll get it right next week. All rights reserved. We don't hate. We congratulate. We always celebrate, and we don't steal from anyone. We always give credit where credit is due. I credited the maestro, R.C. LaRock. Use the hashtag Big Props and use the hashtag The Guru Talking Sports out there when you're listening and shouting us out. Also, I didn't give out the phone number. Our phone number is 302-468-7239. 302-468-7239. Call me and we will answer and talk to you as well. I want to give shouts and props to my friend Bella B, Jeff in Southland, Rick in Buffalo. Mel, thank you for your question. My man Dixieland Dan, Upside Down Mike, Alberta Girl 34, Lori, appreciate you. Adriana, Robin 321, Senor Panley, Art Bobart, Cigar City Capital, appreciate you. My man Justin, appreciate you. The coach, appreciate you. Appreciate you. Dave Shepard from WFAN and CBS Sports Radio, appreciate you. Appreciate all my D-Alien original Illuminati. I can't remember all this stuff. I messed it up again, didn't I? D-Alien Originals and all my D-Alien brothers and sisters out there. I know, I messed it up. I did. I'm sorry. I also got friends that are on Facebook, Charlie Rogers, Chris Curlin, Kate, Denise Hyde, Jeff Brown, Keith Stewart, Dale Diesel, Big Al from New Jersey and his son Kareem. My man Rocco as well. I forgot to give a shout out again to my buddy from, oh God, he's going to kill me. He's going to kill me. But anyway, he knows who he is. He's from Comcast. He helped me out last week, and I really appreciate you. Matthew, I'm sorry. I apologize. Matthew, thank you for listening And like I said, really appreciate your help. You guys take care of yourself. I will talk to you next week. Or actually, I might talk to you a little bit later today for the tournament and the brackets and the matchups and try to see who's playing who and who's matched up with who, and maybe we might have a bracket challenge. I don't have to see what happens though. So, but anyway, I appreciate you. Thank you for listening. God bless you all. Take care of yourselves. Do me a favor, go out there and enjoy the rest of your sports weekend. Don't forget, move your clocks up. I'm going to be tired, but I'm going to be here. You guys, I want to see you back here next week. You guys take care of yourself. Peace. The Guru will see you real soon. Take care of yourself. Be safe. And I am out of here. Later.